What's going on, guys? Player Junior back with another F1 2020 series. It's the final episode of the series. Obviously we did have a race before this, but as per usual it didn't record, so I cannot wait to be done with this My Team career mode series and just move on to something better, and hopefully I'll be able to record a lot more. But ladies and gentlemen, we are here at the last race of the series, which is Azerbaijan, I do believe, and we're just quickly popping in a few activities here before the race weekend. But yeah, honestly, the last episode I sat and recorded it all, and yeah, for some reason it just did not want to record at all. So yeah, all fun and games here at the Jake household, but yes guys, if you guys are brand new around here, please do hit the sub button. I'm so close to 100 subs, it's unbelievable. I'm trying to reach it by the end of the year, and if you do love these episodes, then please do let me know with a like, and I will see you dudes and dudettes in the qualifying sim. See you then, guys. Peace. Oh.
So it'd be very productive for us to run the qualifying pace
So
evaluation.
guys, getting into qualifying pace here at Abu Dhabi, and yeah, today is going to be in the light. I believe the race will be in the dark. Well, fingers crossed, eh? But yeah, we've got the qualifying pace here at Abu Dhabi. I've had a mixture on this track, real mixture. I like it, but I hate it. I like it, I hate it. And for the different things you do, so yeah, like your fuel consumption, your tyre wear, you know, different ones. I hated it, I loved it, but yeah, I do like the track. I think it's a nice little track. But bad news is we did get a 10 place grid penalty because we did change our component before the race. So we do have that to contend with on the race day. So it don't really matter what like qualifying position we come in. Well, it does kind of, because obviously we don't want to go too far down the table with our grid penalty. But yeah, obviously I think no matter what happens, really, we're going to make it back up. So, but at least the race will be interesting, and there'll be a few overtakes, and rather than me just being in P1 and absolutely hammering through it. But yes, guys, I'm kind of sad but happy, I guess, because I've done really well to stick to a series. Usually, like I said, I give up halfway through. So I'm glad that I've actually stuck to this F1 series, you know, and yeah, I'm kind of proud of myself that I did actually see it all the way through rather than quitting halfway through or whatever like that. And there will be another F1 series coming up as well, so don't you worry about that. But I just can't wait to finish My Team. I realised that when I'm filming this series, I realised that this sort of career mode isn't for me. I like to be driving for the proper teams. I like the old career mode, I must admit. You know, My Team is fun, obviously, because you get to create a team, but I can think for people on PC it's a lot more fun because they can have their cool custom liveries, whereas we can only have like black and gunmetal grey with red. Do you know what I mean? Like these liveries that we've been given. So I guess in that aspect it kind of sucks. But if I had a PC that could play the game, then I so would do it. But for the My Team, I think there needs to be a bit of customization for the PlayStation players next year when they obviously do release it. And yeah, it depends though, because obviously 2K and F1 are going to be collabing hopefully, so that's going to be an interesting one to see. But as you do see, we do get the test complete, and yeah, we do get a fastest lap as well, so yeah, cannot complain realistically. But yes guys, let's get into the qualifying itself. So guys, getting into qualification here at Abu Dhabi. Like I said, we do have the 10 place grid penalty, so that is going to play a huge factor here at the qualifying. So we kind of definitely need to step it up and try and get into the pole position, because if we go any lower than that, then we're going to be in quite a lot of trouble on the race day. But to be honest, I can see us getting the pole position, and then obviously losing 10 places won't be too horrendous. Obviously we're going to have to fight our way back up the leaderboard, but I do not mind that. It makes for an exciting race for the last race of Abu Dhabi and the last race of this series. So yeah, as you do see, Dhabi Botas is behind us, but it's not to worry, as on these straights, as you can see how the car just accelerates away from the car behind. But yeah, what a one season wonder we're going to be, the old biblical racing. We got the Drivers' Championship, and then obviously we didn't get the Constructors because that would have just been absolutely mad, but no, we didn't. We got the Drivers' Championship though, so I'm very pleased with that in the first season of the biblical racing era, should I say. So I don't mind it too much. So yeah, good old biblical racing. We're just going to be doing the one season wonder, that's what they're going to call us. And yeah, honestly, I'm like I said, I'm a bit sad to leave this career mode behind, but then at the same time, I think that, you know, for me, I just don't enjoy this career mode, this career mode as much as I thought I was going to. Like I said, you know, I do prefer the older version, and now that they've added F2 as well, that's going to be even more interesting. So I cannot wait to get started on that series. But as you can see, we do cross the line there in P1, but obviously we're going to have the 10th place grid penalty. So yeah, I'm obviously we're not going to start in the pole position, so you can't complain too much. So yeah, can't complain. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'll be in 11th or 10th. Not quite sure, but yeah, Jack Aiken up in 17th. So yes, guys, let's get into the race day and let's see how we get on here at Abu Dhabi in the race.
It's the final chapter of the season then here at the spectacular Yas Marina circuit. It's a race where the pole sitter failed to finish in 3 of the first 4 events. A front row start here is by no means a guarantee of victory, so we go into battle once more as we get underway at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The drivers will be racing here at the Yas Marina circuit through 21 corners and a lap distance of just over 3.4 miles. There are a few opportunities to pass, with long straights and DRS zones in 2 places, turns 8 and turn 11. Plenty of close racing then, plenty of speed, and I hope plenty of drama to be found in the laps ahead. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Let's talk about Bird. What a season they've had. A well-deserved championship victory, and the pressure now surely off, with the title already in the bag.
It really is well-deserved. I wouldn't say it's been a faultless title challenge, but certainly one that has been consistent and well-managed. Here's hoping they let off a bit of steam today and give us an exciting race.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Sainz, Ricciardo, Max Verstappen and Vettel, Leclerc, Norris, Kvyat and Esteban Ocon. Bird, they've taken a grid penalty. Perez, Pierre Gasly and Raikkonen, Aitken, Giovinazzi, Romain Grosjean and George Russell. Magnussen, Latifi, Stroll and Alexander Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So guys, it is now race weekend. As you saw, we are in P11, so we have a lot of driving to do in these next 14 laps. It's going to be very crucial that we drive extremely well, otherwise we are going to be out of this race, out on our arse, and yeah, there's nothing we can really do about it, but I'm sure we'll be able to do this. I believe in us, I believe in the car we've got, and I believe in the team. There was a cheeky message from Jeff, I think it was in the emails, and he said, you know, no matter what happens, they just try and finish above Mr. Aiken and there'll be cookies involved. So, you know, cookies for me is what I'm after. So let's do this, guys. In P11, can we bring this back and win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, or at least get onto the podium as we get lights out, and away we go. A bad start for Danny Kvyat here, as we're going to be in major traffic at this first corner, and we're trying to not smash into anyone as we come round to this first corner. It is very busy right now for us, as we do look behind us, and we do have somebody coming up alongside us here, as we do go massively wide there, following it through. We've got Kvyat holding us up with Ocon and Norris just ahead of them. We're trying to now overtake Kvyat here as we go for a late break on that inside of Danny Kvyat, and we do overtake the Russian torpedo here with Ocon and Norris just ahead of us here. Vettel, Leclerc and all of them ahead of us, just ahead. But now we're going to try and slam down the power and really show how quick this car is by overtaking Ocon and Norris on this outside here. As you can see, it's going to be a close one. They are just pulling ahead here. It is a very close race. The car has quite not got the power that I thought it was, so I'm going to come back into the side. Oh my goodness, almost smashed into the back of Ocon there, but we do go for a major dive there, and we overtake Vettel and Leclerc there on the outside. We do get a warning collision with Vettel, but now we have jumped all the way up from P11 into P6 with Max Verstappen just ahead of us there on lap 1. It has been a very crazy race so far as we massively late brake there, over brake too much, and we come around this corner now, seeing the cars just ahead of us. All of the front runners are ahead of us now, and we've done amazingly to be in the position that we're in. And that was an interesting drive there with us all lined up, the 3 stack. Norris, Ocon and myself, and then Norris and Ocon seem to pull away in their cars. But it's fine now as we're up into P6, making our way, clawing our way up to the leaderboard. And like I said, the littlest I want is a podium finish. That would be absolutely amazing, but we're going to see what we can do here as we do follow it around. Valtteri Bottas does set the fastest lap of the race now, and we really need to start picking up the pace here behind the front markers with Max Verstappen braking there. But we're going to slam down the power and continue doing the racing that we are doing, ladies and gents, with Max Verstappen and Danny Rick ahead of just Max there. But we are now catching up with these markers here. Make sure we close the gap even more, speeding through, and yeah, we're almost within touching distance of the front 3. Carlos Sainz is jumped up massively. He's now in 2nd place, as I can see there, but now we're going to really have to put down the power to try and catch Max here. As you can see us closing the gap on the Dutch driver, but he's just pulling away a little bit more. Like Red Bull's just got that little bit more downforce and speed ahead of us as we do now slam on the brakes coming into this corner here. Make sure we don't make any contact with anyone, as we do see Max, Ricciardo and everyone else ahead as we do follow it through now. And my goodness, this race has been something crazy so far. Now we can slam down the power on Max, trying to just close that gap even more than we already did. I think we've got to wait for DRS if we're going to actually try and catch Max, because he seems to have the downward power on the straights here. But we are doing amazingly to keep in contact with Max now, and Ricciardo and everyone else ahead as we do come through now to almost at the start line and onto the lap number 3 here as we do break into this corner, giving Max a little tap to let him know we are here. As we do go for the dive now on the left side, he does get a bit bolshy with us and does get his elbows out and gives us a little nudge away to basically tell us to F off and get us right back where we needed to be. We're trying to be as fast as we can to get amongst the fight, but Max did just get his elbows out for us, showing us that he is not here to play around. He does want to do as much racing as he possibly can, but now DRS has been enabled and Max is going to be in trouble if we do get onto the straight now, because we will be able to use our DRS just to get that little bit more speed on Max. But and then it depends if he gets the DRS on Ricciardo as well, because then that means that it's going to be even harder for us, because he'll be getting the toe off Ricciardo. But as we do slim there and we do spin out, we have spun out here, ladies and gentlemen, and we do stop the traffic there. We did have a spin out there against Max, and we do get the warning collision. I did try to handle the car, but the spin out happened, and we're still in P6 here. And we need to just be careful now, as our ICU has got some wear and stuff like that. So we're catching up with the pack once more. We do have Max Verstappen ahead of us, and this is a feisty race between me and Max. He is my rival at the moment, so he is not going to want to let me get past at all. As with DRS is now open, so now we can really hammer down on the speed to try and close this gap on old Maxi boy here, which we do as we brake very hard there, following it through now, trying to make sure we keep within Max's distance, trying to keep that 1 second so we can catch all the DRS that we can get on this track. But Max is putting up an amazing fight right now up against me, trying to make sure that I don't get anywhere close to the Dutchman here, which I do understand, as I am his rival, and you wouldn't want your rival to be overtaking you, not on the last day, even though it doesn't really matter now, because we are the drivers' champion, and we already know who's won the constructors, which will be the Mercedes, and they've won it quite comfortably, to be honest. So it's just all down to pride now, and yeah, like I said, I was in P11 and now I'm in P6 still. We're on lap 4, and we've just been told that we're approaching the pit window, so we have to be ready for the old pit windows. We do fly through now, trying to make sure that we speed all the way through and do what we can do to keep up with everybody in this pack. But this has been a tough race for the car. The car hasn't felt as good as maybe what it usually feels, to be honest. It you know, it has been feeling a lot faster, but DRS will be open any second now as we do slam down the power now. The Red Bull is losing a bit of power. We do go for a dive on the right and then down to the left side here alongside Max Verstappen. We do get the overtake on Max as we do come back inside now. We're now up to P5, just behind Danny Rick, Hamilton and Carlos Sainz. It looks like Sainz is holding everybody else up, so this is an interesting race now. We got past a harder driver, which was Max Verstappen. He's very good at defending, but we have got past him, and our rival has been overtaken now. So we just got to play the patient game, and we'll be able to do what we can possibly do to get overtaken and doing what we can do to play as well as we are. And yeah, as we do follow it all the way around now, making sure we keep not too close to the wall, but braking. Oh my goodness, that was crazy driving by me. The brakes just sort of went off there, and I can feel the tyre wear really giving away now because the car is losing a lot of traction when I am braking, as we do have Danny Rick just ahead of us. But I do think this will be an easy overtake for us on Danny Rick as soon as we get onto the straights. As we do come out to this start now, and we're going to start slamming down the power, trying to just overtake Danny Rick here. We've got the first corner coming up. He is going to brake now, so we've got to be super careful there to make sure we don't slam right into the back of old Daniel Ricciardo there and end our race and end his race also, as we do follow it through, making sure we're keeping a good distance away from old Danny Ricciardo here as we do brake on the old brakes there with Hamilton Sainz just ahead of us there. But we've just got to play our time. We can get these overtakes done. It's just going to be a matter of time. And yeah, like I said, DRS is going to be opening now as we do go down to the right, and then we're moving out to the left, opening up that DRS alongside Danny Rick. It is a Renault versus Renault, but he has the DRS from Hamilton just ahead there as we do go for the late break there. He lets us in on that inside. He's trying to go on the outside, but we do shut the door there right on Danny Rick, not letting him in. And now we have Hamilton just ahead of us. We do have DRS, so now we can start trying to catch Hamilton up. We did slam the door on Danny Rick there as he did let us in on the inside, and then he tried the outside manoeuvre, but it just didn't work. We do have Hamilton just ahead of us here with Carlos Sainz, and now we're going to have to try and overtake Hamilton there on the outside. Now we're up into P3 with Carlos Sainz just ahead of us. This has been an amazing race so far from me. I've had to absolutely time everything to prepare. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry about that, but I thought we was going to lose it there. Hamilton's trying to get feisty on the outside. Jesus Christ, I lost my words there as we do have Hamilton and everyone behind us. This race has been absolutely crazy. Carlos Sainz is now pulling away from us, but we've got to make sure we keep within arm's distance of Carlos, because if he pulls away, then we are in trouble now with all the back markers behind us. This is our pit window, lap number 6 now. This is going to be an interesting one to see who pits and who doesn't pit, because this could turn the tide of the race. As you can see, Valtteri Bottas is absolutely steaming ahead right now. And but we are catching up Carlos very quickly here. He's got to be careful because we are like right up his tailpipe, so we have to be extremely careful here, Mr. Sainz, because we are going for the overtake. But I feel like we can do it in this next straight. Here we go now. So DRS will be opening up very shortly as we do come now onto the right side here, and then we're going to bomb down to the left side here with Carlos Sainz trying to block us. We come back across to the right to try and squeeze him. He's going to try and dive us on the corner as we do brake now, and we do get the easy overtake there, but he's still trying it on the outside, but we do squeeze him away into P2 now for us. He's trying to dive us on the right side, but it is not happening, Mr. Sainz. And yeah, we have now to try and catch Bottas, who is ahead of us, and this is going to be the tough race of them all as we do now come round to this right side and then into the left as we cut the corner there. This is going to be an interesting race right now following it all the way through P6. Well, we're in P2, lap number 6 of 14, and this is going to be an interesting final couple of laps for us here at the Bahrain GP. It's been a great race to talk about for the final episode of the series. I genuinely cannot believe how great this race has been as we do break now, following it all the way through. But we are going into pit. Mr. Bottas isn't going into pit, interestingly. So, yeah, this is going to be interesting. Like I said, not many people coming into pit apart from myself and Hamilton, and I think that is Carlos Sainz as well. But, yes, it's going to be an interesting one here. So we're going to see what happens here. Can the team get a good pit stop here? They do get a decent pit stop, a 2.4 second pit stop, which is an absolutely crazy one as we do come underneath the tunnel here, and we're going to be popping straight back out into P12. So we do have a lot of racing on our hands here as we do come back out now, joining the track safely with Giovinazzi ahead of us and Raikkonen ahead of him as we do brake now, making sure that we do not hit anyone else or cut any more corners, otherwise we will have a penalty. I do see my teammate there, Mr. Aiken, ahead of them, holding them up very well for us as we do now. Slam down the power, our car is 1,000,000% quicker than that, and we do get the DRS open, but Giovinazzi is keeping up with us. As you can see, he's just pulling away a little bit there as he comes in to try and shut the door. We go in on the right side and we actually get the job done. He's trying to squeeze us on the outside like they all have on that corner, but we have done ever so well to slam the door on Giovinazzi and say, nope, that is not happening, not this time, as we do now get the DRS open, trying to catch up with the flying Finn that is a Raikkonen. And yeah, we just got to make sure we do our best to try and keep going, and yeah, trying to push as hard as we can go without spinning the car at all. We do go for the late brake there, down on the inside of Raikkonen. We get the job done there. Now our teammate is ahead of us, Mr. Jack Aiken. Will he let us by, or will he continue to race as good as he has done? As we do come through there, squeezing past Mr. Aiken. He's fighting back a little bit, but I'm sure the team orders would be to let me go past, as it has done, and he has pulled away just very slightly there, as now we are catching up with Pierre Gasly and Mr. Perez themselves, but they are probably going into pit. So now we really have to make this count. Teammate is in the pits as we're climbing up the board here with Danny Kvyat ahead of Valtteri Bottas here. I think he's just come out, Mr. Bottas. So no, we're in P2 now. Bottas is still in the pits, and yeah, that is a Danny Kvyat ahead of us, and we have climbed the leaderboard very, very well here. Considering we started in P11, we are now in P2, which we will also be in P1 very soon when Kvyat does finally go in and use his pit. So this is absolutely insane race right now. We've done so well. I genuinely cannot believe how good we have done, considering all the handicaps and things we have done. This is an absolutely stonker of a final race to the season, as we do follow it around now, follow it around a little bit more with Danny Kvyat just ahead of us there, making sure we keep a good space, and yeah, just continuing to absolutely hammer through and making sure we do our best to keep up to everything. But Danny Kvyat must be having a bit of tyre wear issues now, as we are catching up with him pretty fast, making sure that we are on the mediums, and I do think this could be a GG's for Danny Kvyat if we do get the speed down, because he could be done out here as we do break now into the hotel section of the Abu Dhabi track. So we are following all the way around now, making sure we continue to smash through this circuit, and yeah, as we do break, following it through, and yeah, there he goes, Mr. Kvyat pulling off to the right because of his pit, and now we do take the P1 position, and we do set the fastest lap there. We take the fastest lap and the P1 off Bottas now, and Bottas is our biggest rival behind us, but now we've just got to concentrate on defending what we have got, as we have done so well to be here, and it would be an absolute travesty now if we wasn't managed to see off the job and yeah, you know, defend everything that we do have going on. So as we do follow it around now, making sure we continue to work as hard as we are working. As you can see, nobody's behind us. We are far and large ahead of everyone else. Interestingly, Ricardo went on to the hards rather than the mediums like everyone else, so that's an interesting strategy from the Renault garage there. But you know, there's nothing wrong there. I think in one of my practice sessions I was on the hards for quite a long time, so to be honest, it's been quite an amazing sort of race here. We've had to climb the leaderboard and show how good of a driver we really are and why we are the drivers' champion. We did have a few spin outs and it could have gone terribly wrong, but luckily for us it didn't, and we managed to get ourselves back on track and doing what we do best, which is racing. Yeah, we're very fortunate that the weather's played on our side today. If it was raining, I feel like it could have been a completely different race. It would have been a lot more dangerous, but today it's been amazing, as we do have 5 laps of fuel remaining here at Abu Dhabi. I think, you know, we're going to be in a great position here to continue doing what we're doing. As we come across the line here, we're going to have a fastest lap here, you know, no problems. 4 laps remaining, and yeah, it's just been an insane race. But talking of real life, I don't know if you guys saw, but over the weekend Romain Grosjean had an insane crash which made the car blow up, and yeah, I'm just hope that he's all okay. I've seen, you know, the videos of him in hospital and that, and I'm glad to see he got out of that fine. But that is pretty crazy, a heart-stopping moment for all F1 fans, because it hasn't happened in years to see one of the newer spec F1 cars explode as that one did. So yeah, but honestly, this weekend also, the day I'm filming this, it's come out that Hamilton has COVID, so you know, get well soon, Hamilton. But it's going to be interesting to see who takes Hamilton's spot for the weekend. I'm really hoping for a George Russell take, because I want to see how good Russell does in that Mercedes. And also I think it's a great time to show, to either silence the haters or to prove the haters right, because obviously if Russell gets in the car, or whoever gets in the car, and absolutely blitzes it and gets pole, then it shows that the car is just so goddamn good. But and then if, say, the person getting in the Mercedes car doesn't drive as well, and they don't get pole, then it's going to be interesting to see what people are going to say about that, because obviously that's been the argument all season long, that Hamilton is in the best car, that's why he wins. It's not because he's a good driver, it's because he's in one of the best spec cars. So it's going to be interesting to see how it sort of goes and rocks and rolls with that business. So I'm kind of hoping that George Russell is going to step in it and he can really show people how good he actually is in an insanely quick car like the Mercedes. But we don't know, we have to wait and see for that news to come out. I think it won't be coming out yet, I'm sure it'll come out closer to the race weekend. But back to our race here, as you see, we're in lap 11, and yeah, we're just absolute cruise control now here at Abu Dhabi, like I always thought it would be. I knew that was in P11, but I always knew that we was going to somehow climb the leaderboard, it is to say, and yeah, just absolutely hammer through what we are up to here. And my goodness, I genuinely cannot believe how well it has been going for us, with us being in P11, well, not P11, in P1, sorry, and then yeah, it's just, we started in P11 and then we got up to P1, which I'm kind of surprised we got up to P1. I didn't think we was going to be able to catch Bottas out, but luckily we did catch Bottas out when he was in the pits, and that really sort of slingshotted us and gave us the momentum to basically push forward and really go for it. We do have 4 laps of fuel remaining, as Jeff has just told us over the headset here, as we are just now basically just trying to set records. I guess this is how it must feel for Lewis in real life, when he's just so far ahead of everyone and he's just sort of just got to concentrate. They say when you're so far ahead of everyone, it's harder to concentrate on the race than when it is you've got everyone around you, because I guess you just kind of go into a relaxed state of, okay, well, this race is done now, I can just sort of relax. But you can't, you've still got to give it the absolute beans on every single corner, as you do follow it all the way around now, making sure we continue doing what we are doing here. And like I said, Valtteri is not that far behind, but everyone behind Valtteri is even further behind, so wouldn't surprise me if soon we hit the back markers again in this race, like we did last race. But I guess because you guys didn't see that because it didn't blimmin' record, then yeah. But yeah, honestly, this has been an insane race here. as we do come around, following it all the way around, and make sure we're keeping good traction, as we do see Valtteri Bottas behind us there. So it has not been a bad race for us. We started P11, finishing in P1. You genuinely cannot ask for any more than what you've sort of been given, I guess. So yeah, I just cannot wait to start the new series. It's going to be an interesting one. I can't wait to see what you guys think of the new series. Obviously, I genuinely just hope that it just pays off as well, as much as it does. And yeah, which I'm sure it will. You know, it's going to be a fun one to do for you guys, as I do enjoy doing these career mode series. Obviously, it's going to be nice to not have to worry about all the financial side of things. It's going to be nice just to be able to just concentrate on the driving and drive for a team like McLaren or whatever. But I don't know what team I want to start out as yet. I know obviously we have the F2 to contend with before the F1. So yeah, but when we join the F1, I don't know. I'm obviously probably going to join a lower team and then work my way up to the bigger teams. I know obviously different teams have different pathways. So like AlphaTauri, if you go there, you're going to be working your way to Red Bull. Obviously, if you go to Williams, it's Mercedes, and then I think it's part of the Scuderia family. I think it's Alfa Romeo for the Ferrari, and then obviously with McLaren and stuff like that. But yeah, we're just following it all all the way through. We're just increasing the gap even more on old Valtteri Bottas here, making sure that he has no chance of catching us, which, to be honest, I don't think he does. You know, we've done so well this race. Like I said, we was in P1, P11, and now we've come all the way up to P1. It's just insane. And this last race of the season has just been a hell of a race, and it's been a super fun race, to be honest. A lot of action. I think I would have been a bit bored if it didn't have the sort of action that it has had. I think I would have just been a bit like, wow, okay, well, that kind of sucked if we was just in P1 and then just won without any competition. Whereas I kind of like the fact when you start halfway through the grid, you have to race and show how good you are. Yeah, it's been a good race. It's been a fun race, as we do now brake and yeah, follow it through, make sure we use the rhythm and the sneakiness of the car. But yeah, we're coming around to the start once more, and it will be the last lap of the race here at Abu Dhabi. As usual, it has treated me well. Abu Dhabi has treated me well at most F1 games, as it's one of my favourite tracks. I love the nighttime feel that it gives. You know, it feels nice to be driving through the night, and yeah, honestly, I cannot believe how good we have done here as we follow it through. And yeah, coming to the finish line here, as we have the final lap of the race. We do set another fastest lap of the race as we follow it through now. This is the final lap of the race. Basically just sort of a victory lap here to show how good we have done this season and how good the car has been this season. Like I said, it's been a tough old season. We didn't get the constructors. We had a few tough races, Spain and stuff like that. There's a few races where we DNF'd also, so it's going to be certainly interesting to see what happens now leading up to the end of this episode or this series. And yeah, like I said, we're so far ahead of anyone else, we don't really have to worry about anything that we're doing, as we now do brake, following it all the way around, making sure we keep on top of what we are doing here. So following it through and make sure, as you see, the little fuel is tinkering away there, blinkering like an absolute blinker. So we do set a fastest bit there on that part of the track, so I'm proud of myself there. We set the fastest section there, and yeah, we are coming around to the corners here, leading up to the start of the race now, braking now into the hotel section. Can you imagine having enough money to stay in like that hotel in real life? How cool would that be? It would be absolutely phenomenal on a race weekend. I can't imagine how much it would cost, but honestly, that would be so good. As we now come around the corner, the checkered flag for the last time in this series, and we cross the line. There we are, ladies and gentlemen, P1 from P11 to P1. It's been honestly one of the most craziest races for me. So yeah. But yeah, here we go into our team now, getting all excited for us, saying, yeah, here we go, loving it. And yeah, we've got from P11 to P1. I'm just gonna have some of my coffee. It's been a hell of a race here, as we do have me on top. There I am, very happy. I genuinely feel goosebumps for the last time in this series we raced for Biblical Racing. It's been an insane series. I'm very sad to see it finish, but I'm happy to see a new door open. And yeah, well done Lando there, look at him, high roller. But here we are, Valtteri Bottas and Carlos Sainz held on for his P3. Fair play to the McLaren driver there. So it is only one Mercedes on the podium here, which is kind of crazy. And for the last time this series for Biblical Racing, we spray the champagne. I'm sure it's not going to be the last time we ever spray the champagne on this game, but for this series at least it's the last time, as yeah, we do spray the champagne once more for ourselves. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where Mr. Aiken finished, as we do level up the battle pass here. It'd be interesting, like I said, to see where Mr. Aiken finishes in P13. Jack Aiken, P13. He has done so well. Let's go into the advance. We might or may not have an interview. I want to see. What they say in the sort of homepage, if there's anything they're going to say, or will it just end the season and go into another one? Who knows? But yeah, like I said, look, it is an interview with Claire for the last time. What's she going to say? What's she going to say?
Penalties are affecting the sport.
I blame the team more than anything. We have to stick to rules no matter what. No comment. I don't want to blame anyone for that, because I don't blame the team. It's my fault. Not really. I have so much grip than the other drivers. Yeah, our aero team was great. I was just overtaking easily.
Everyone's expectations, isn't it?
Its standard of racing for drivers has been high this season. Yeah, we've got to be a nice guy, you know. We don't want to be dick out here. Not me. They need to look where they're going. Get out of the way. No one is at fault. We're both great drivers. Sometimes these things happen. Yeah, very, very true. So, yes. But, yeah, we're going to have to wait and see what happens here. If you're wondering what I'm looking at my cat, who's just sitting right down here. He's looking at me like, wow, is this the end of the series? And I'm like, oh, yeah, this is the end of the series, mate. And, yeah. So, yeah, as you can see, Max Verstappen, the team acclaim does go up. The sponsors go up. And here we go. Let's see what's going to happen now after this screen. I don't think much is going to happen. I think it's just going to be like, you can continue. As you can see, round of 22 out of 22. So, my goodness, I have done a hell of a lot of races in this series. It has been insane. So, we're going to have to see what does happen here. But I hope you guys have enjoyed the series. I've enjoyed making it for you. There we go. It is, you have the end of the season. We do have a contract negotiation, a press interview, and the weekly resources, and the end of the season. But yes, guys, this is where the series will end. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as I have making it. And yes, guys, thank you for everyone who's watched and enjoyed the series. The new series will start next Wednesday. So yes, guys, I hope you look forward to it. If you're brand new around here, please do hit the sub button. If you loved this series, and please do smash that like button. It helps me out massively. I've been Jake. Thank you so much for watching this series, and I'll see you dudes and dudettes in the next series. Peace, guys. Woo!